lovely people, Nina here. So this week for my video, I decided to talk about my fall reads that I'm going to attempt to get through. I have kind of a lot here, but I figure some of them I've already started and I never got around to finishing. And so I'm like, I need to just finish the book. And some of them are really short because they're poetry. So I figure I can get through, my goal is to get through all of them. I think I'm a very slow reader, so I think I can get through most, but we'll see. I'm gonna set my goal high and then go from there. So the first one, I just kind of have like a list and then like a reasoning that I want to read them. So the first one I want to read is John Green's The Anthropocene Reviewed, and I've technically already started this one. My goal is to get through these by like end of November. It's 2 months-ish, but I've already started this one. It's just a bunch of like essays and about different topics that he's chosen. I'm most looking forward to the one on Dr. Pepper. There's an essay in here on Dr. Pepper and like the history of it and what have you. So I'm so excited. Yeah, it's called The Anthropocene Reviewed. I read like the background pages on this and it sounds really good. So I love John Green too. I've read I think every John Green book. So I'm excited. That's my first one. And it's not super long. I think with some of them too, what generally helps me is if I read the audiobook along with like reading it, because then it paces me. So I can't like just listen to the audiobook, otherwise I lose focus. But if I read, I'm kind of a slow reader, so but if I think I'm gonna listen to the audiobook with this, and the audiobook is only 10 hours. So if I listen to an hour a day, it's only a little over a week. But maybe it can be fast. We'll see. So I might listen to the audiobook with some of these and that might help. But this is the first one I'm going to be reading. I'm very excited about it. I'll probably start that. Well, I've started it, but I'll probably read more today. The next one that's on my list is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This is the Hunger Games realm. It's like pre-Hunger Games, the prequel. Is that what it is? Is that the word I'm looking for? Before the Hunger Games. The movie for this comes out in November. And I need to read the book. I don't like watching a movie and then reading the book. Generally, so I want to read the book before I go see the movie. So The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, it's a little bit thicker, but I read all the Hunger Games books and I really liked them. So I'm thinking I'm really gonna like this, and it might go faster for me if I'm really enjoying it. Again, might do the audiobook while reading it. We'll see. I just learned that Spotify has a feature now with your like membership where they give you a free audiobook, like a certain amount. So that's really nice. So that's why like with the Anthropocene Reviewed, I can listen to like the audiobook with it because it's free with my Spotify with my Spotify membership. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I need to read it before I go see the movie. I'm just really excited for it. I don't remember the last time I read like a fantasy type book, if that's what you would categorize this as. I would assume in that. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Next on my fall reading list, because again we're going with like the fantasy, I guess we put this in the genre. Six of Crows. I've promised my sister that I would read this for like the longest time ever, like a long time. And as you can see, I've started it. I'm on page, wait, should you see how far I got? 25. I just couldn't get into it and I don't know why, but I'm gonna try again. So Six of Crows. She said it gets really good, and then I just have to keep reading. I've seen, what's the show? The TV show that the Six of Crows is on Netflix. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but maybe put text here of what I'm thinking. She's gonna be so annoyed if she sees this. But she's asked me to read Six of Crows like a billion times, and I'm like, yeah, I'll read it. I have gotten, what did I say, page 25. So I promised her I need to read this. Again, I feel like maybe once I get into it, it might be a faster read. Fantasy type books are not really my top pick, as I'm reading 2 of them this fall. But I don't know, I'm gonna give it a try. Also, it has really good reviews. Everyone seems to love it, so yeah, I'm gonna try. So Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. Look at my little bookmark in it. Side note, it's Audrey Hepburn. Look how cute that is. Ugh. Okay, Six of Crows is my next one for the fall. So you've got Anthropocene Reviewed, Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, Six of Crows. I'm already sensing like a lot of reading here. But the next ones I have are, no, we'll do poetry next. So poetry is like easier for me just because I love poetry like a lot, and they're generally like shorter. So I recently read, well, not recently, but like this summer, I read Ocean Wong's Unearthed or Briefly Gorgeous, and I loved it. So the next ones I have are Time is a Mother, which is poetry. It's a signed copy too. My sister gave me this because she had 2 copies, and so she gave me one of hers. She's like, I don't need 2. And then this one, which I bought at a little like bookstore this summer, and it's Night Sky with Exit Wounds. And they're not horribly long. And again, like I said, I really love poetry, so I'm excited for these and to read. And I'll probably just read like a few chapters in this, or one of these, and then like a few poems. So I figure, yeah, I don't think this would well, I guess I would sit down and like read it all in one sitting. I feel like I could read like a few a day with these, and then just read them. But I'm really excited because I love Ocean Wong's writing, so if it's anything like Unearthed or Briefly Gorgeous, there's going to be kind of sad, but I'm still really excited. So these 2 poetry books. And then I have this poetry book, which I talked about in my book haul, but it's The World Keeps Ending, The World Goes On. And again, it's just poetry about life, things, environment, and such. So again, not very long. So I'm thinking I could read like a few poems a day and be able to finish it by November. Yeah, I love poetry, so reading poetry for me is a little bit easier. But yeah. The next ones, I know you're like, that I want to get through. Some of these I have 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 6. This is really ambitious of me left, but I think the last 3 will probably go into, I know will go into December at some point, but these ones specifically, I'm like, I need to read these in the fall because they're like fall books. So Stephen King. I've never read a Stephen King book before. This is Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. My dad gave this to me for Christmas last year. I haven't gotten around to reading it. Again, it's a really small book, so I feel like I could read it relatively quickly. And I don't even know, unjustly imprisonment conviction. I feel like is Stephen King scary? Like, generally, I don't know anything about this. I'm not gonna lie. I avoid Stephen King because Stephen King writes scary stories, but I don't think this one is. We'll see. My dad said it was like one that I had to start with if I'm going to try to read Stephen King. So, if you've read any of these books and you're like, that's amazing, you'll love it, or I hated that, but you might like it, like, let me know, because I feel like this is one that like everyone has read, so we'll see. But again, not very long. I think I could get through it relatively quickly. Oh, there's a little bookmark. I have not started this, but there's a bookmark in it. Someone gave this to me. It's from France. Isn't that cute? Anyways, I'll put that back in there. So, Stephen King. The last two, which I'm aiming to put in for November, are Pumpkinheads. This is a graphic novel, and I love a graphic novel. I can generally get through a graphic novel, again, pretty quickly. This is by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. I figure I have to read this in October, November, because it's about these two characters at a pumpkin patch and like what they're going to do when they go off to school, or like their life after working at the pumpkin patch. I heard it's supposed to be cute, so I'm excited. But again, I feel like if it's like fall set, right? They work at a pumpkin patch, so I have to read this in October, November. And then the last one, which I'm really pushing to read towards November, is Moomin Valley in November, because, come on, the title. So this is Tove Johansson. She's the Finnish author. She has a Moomin comic, and she has a bunch of other books too. But again, if you watched my book haul, I recently bought this, and I have to read it in November because it's Moomin Valley in November. It's what it's like in November there. So that's this one. And it's a children's book again, so it's like the text is like not super like tiny or complicated because it's a children's book. So I feel like I could also get through this relatively quickly. So that's that one. And then the last three that I have are like, if I have read all of these in October, November, then I will move on and I will read these next. These will probably be into December though. So the first one is The End of the Night. This is a book that I've had again for a while. I'm started this. I am on page 51. I've never finished it just because it's a lot of like research based. It's literally a book about how we are losing the night sky. Again, I'm kind of a nerd environmentalist type, so it's a book on how light pollution is killing the night. But it's like research based, and so there's a lot of like heavier like article type research in it, so it makes it a little bit harder to get through. It's not like a story like well, like Moomin Valley or like Pumpkinheads. It's like, well, I think in the back there's like an index with like all of the sources and stuff. It's really good. It's just taken me a bit to get through. And I've been reading research for my master's thesis. And so research with more research has been kind of hard. but I do really, really love it. So I think once I'm done with my master's thesis, this will be, and I'm not reading like academic articles really anymore, I'll be able to get back into this. So that's this one. And then the last two are The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. This is one that my mom got me, and she was like, you need to read this. It's really good. You'll love it. It's really cute, and it's not super like dense or complex. I think it's a love story, if I remember correctly. And they, again, made it into a movie, but I have not watched the movie yet because I will not watch it until I've read the book. So, The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. It looks cute. It says A.J. Fickery's life is not what he expected it to be. He lives alone in his bookstore. His bookstore is experiencing the worst sales in history, and now his prized possession, a rare collection of poems, has been stolen. But when a mysterious package appears at the bookstore, it's an unexpected arrival, gives Fickery the chance to make his life over and see everything anew. It sounds so cute, so I'm excited to read this. Again, it's not super long, so I feel like it might be a faster read. But yeah, I just haven't had the chance to pick it up and read it yet. I'm excited. The last one I have is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Now, I read Sally Rooney's, or, well, I shouldn't say read, started to read, what's her other one? I started to read Sally Rooney's Beautiful World, Where Are You? But I couldn't, how far into this did I get? Oh, the bookmark fell out. Okay, well, I started to read this, and it's hard to read because she doesn't use, like, punctuation, like, she doesn't have commas and stuff, so it's really hard to, it's just hard to read. I did like it, but I never finished it. That being said, I've heard that Normal People, again, is a TV show. It says on here, I hate when they put a sticker and it's like permanently on there. Anyways, so it's not like a sticker, it's like on the book. But Normal People, I heard, is really good and people really like this one. So I tried this. I'll probably go back to this eventually. But I'm going to read Normal People because I want to see the, again, I want to see the show, but I won't see the show until I've read the book. So this is going to be like my last one, which I feel like this might take me into December because I am looking at this pile now and I'm going, there's no way. There's no way. So this one might be into December, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be ambitious and finish them all, but yeah. That's my last one, is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I'm excited because I've heard really good things, so we'll see. So that is my fall book collection that I'm going to be attempting to get through. It's kind of a lot, but I'm excited to read and get back into like reading. I feel like, yeah, this will be my, like, no social media, no anything, just reading and getting back into reading for fall. So yeah, that's my fall book haul. Let me know what you think of the titles, if there's any that you really loved or really want to read, or what you want to read for fall. Because if you have any suggestions of like other books that I should be looking at or books I should be reading, I would love to know it. And yeah, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I need to get reading now, and I will see you all next week with a brand new video. Bye!